Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you haven't guessed it, today we're going to be breaking down the Bring It On movies. Bring It On has to be one of my favorite movies ever. I think it's just a culture icon of the 2000s. If you didn't watch Bring It On, then you're missing out. The success of the Bring It On movie was so great that it spanned 6 sequels. Although sequels might not be everyone's favorite, but some of them are actually pretty decent. Today we are going to be ranking all of these movies just to see where they place in my opinion. Okay, so number 6 on my list is Bring It On Again. This was the direct sequel after the first movie, and it has to be my least favorite of all the movies. I thought this movie could have been really good because it has the aspect of the college. A lot of these movies are based off in high school, so I thought it was really cool that Bring It On Again tried to put the characters into college, but it just didn't really work for me. I think a lot of the characters were really unlikable. The main character kind of didn't really have much of a personality outside of wanting to cheer so bad, and then when she finally got the chance to be on this cheer team that she wanted, she didn't really like how things went.
Call him out!
No.
Listen, freshman, I put you in that uniform and I can take you right out of it! Call the steps or you're off the team.
Then I'm off the team.
What?
You heard me, I quit! I quit too.
That's what.
Granted, it wasn't great, but then her and her best friend decided to create this whole new cheer team with a bunch of people on campus who didn't really know how to cheer. The movie had a good concept, it had a great idea, but it just wasn't really executed well. The main competition at the end was just them deciding who was going to go to nationals, regionals, like who was going to be the team that goes. And this is very unrealistic that a school would not choose the actual cheer team of the school. There was nothing really interesting about that movie. The next movie on the list is number 5. We have Bring It On Worldwide Cheer Smack. This one was actually really interesting because somebody decided to challenge them like with mask on. The main character was sought out to be like very selfish, only thought about herself, didn't really care about the rest of the team. So you see that all throughout the first half of the movie until everybody starts really biting back at her and telling her things. Then you realize that all of her friends happen to be part of this team that decided to challenge them and embarrass her on the internet. And I just think that was ridiculous that your own friends are the one that wanted to really teach you a lesson. Granted, it was a lesson that she probably really needed because she was really selfish and only cared about herself. And when you're part of a team, you're supposed to think about everyone else.
Talking about boys, that's not the problem. We're doing the same old routines. That's what has to change.
Okay, I'll come up with new choreo if that's what's gonna make you feel better.
Well, I was thinking that we could all...
Hey, you're my bestie, but when it comes to the routines, we're gonna do it my way.
Now, let's go get some boys.
I would say there's nothing really that memorable about this movie either, but I think it was more entertaining than Bring It On Again, so that's why it's number 5. Okay, now we're gonna go to Bring It On In It to Win It. This is number 4 on my list. I really like the West Side Story aspect of this movie. I thought it was really cool how they incorporated that, and then towards the end they came together and became one team. I also believe that the 2 main captains, I thought they really bounced off well with one another, so it made for a fun movie. Hate how a lot of these movies, and you're gonna see like portray certain characters, like portrayed the black girl in the movie kind of really irritated me, and this is why this movie is number 4, because I just didn't really like how she had this like, how her personality was in the beginning, just for the end for her to say that, oh well, one of my parents is white, so I felt like I needed to act like this. And then you had one of the guys on the team who said he was gay, and then it turns out that he wasn't. Like, that's actually a serious problem, and the fact that he was still on the team at the end of the day was kind of ridiculous. But I did really like Ashley Benson in this movie. She was great. And then the girl from Make It or Break It was in this. I think they were great in this movie too. I do like that this movie was at a cheer camp because it's outside of the high school environment, and then you got to see like the cheer camp world, like their final routine. I mean, they would never really get away with how they did that in a real competition, but it was actually really good, and I liked the stunts and the dance. The dance was great. Number 3 is Bring It On, All of Nothing. I actually used to watch the movie all the time. Did a good job with the cast of this movie, so that was a plus. Aspect of Brittany coming from this Palm Springs white neighborhood to coming into this cultured neighborhood with Black people, Hispanics. Like, it showed certain things of like her scared to get out of her car, her running into her house. I just thought all of that was a bit ridiculous, because then by the end you're trying to act like she's not like how her friends used to be, but you were them before you came to this school. And I think all of Brittany's friends from her old school, they didn't really like Whitney to begin with, so them deciding to not really like her wasn't really a surprise either, because they didn't like her to begin with.
Should be on TV. It's me. Look at them. They're so ghetto.
You know what, Winnie? I've learned that a lot of talented people come out of the ghetto.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yes, you did. That's okay.
I knew you'd understand.
Oh, I do. And that's why I don't judge people by where they come from. I judge them by what they bring to the table.
Everybody, give it up for our winners, the kids who bring it all, the Crenshaw Heights Warriors!
But it is a great movie, and I do like that they have Rihanna in it. And then I always love the post-credit scene where they are dancing to Pond the Replay. Okay, number 2, Bring It On, Fight to the Finish. Now this one, my mom bought me on DVD, so I've seen this movie so many times, and I've become obsessed with it. To the point, even more than the first one sometimes. I don't think it's like the best movie ever. I don't think any of these movies really are. I think this movie has a great storyline. My only thing is that I found it funny that they were fighting so hard to be an all-star team, which is interesting because most all-star teams don't even have anything to do with the school. So I don't understand why they were trying to make the school team the all-star team when they should have came up with the dream team idea to begin with, because most all-star teams are outside of school teams. They're part of a gym. Like, that's the whole point of an all-star team. So they got to that point, but I didn't really understand why they didn't think of that before, especially Nina, because she's been wanting it for so long. So I don't know why they never crossed her mind. I think the love interest in this movie was good. Compared to the other movies, this a bonus that his sister was also the rival team's captain, so it kind of gave that dynamic. So I do think that aspect was good.
Okay, I'm sorry about my sister. She's
Forgotten.
Okay. Works for me.
Why is your brother talking to Miss Chiquita Banana?
Oh, he's always dating down. But don't you worry. I'll fix it.
And I need to take care of some team stuff.
Yeah, I would too if my team got spanked like that. I'll just catch up with you later.
Now we're gonna get into number 1. Obviously, it's Bring It On. It's the first movie. You really can't go wrong with the first movie. It just has everything that all other movies don't. Opening sequence is catchy, it's fun. This movie just has all of the aspects of a cheer movie that you would want laid out. You have the tryout scene, you have the big competition at the end, you have a little bit of the rival team. What I love about this movie is that you have the rival team, but you see that they ended up having respect for one another. Clovers were upset because their routines were getting taken, and they weren't even able to go to regionals or nationals. They haven't even had a chance to go there, and all the routines keep getting taken because of Big Red. So that's why they were upset. But once Torrance became captain, they started to get to an understanding, and by the end, you see that they have an understanding of one another. No, they're not going to be friends, best friends. Maybe they will be, but they came to mutual respect for each other because they both love cheerleading. And I did like that.
Team's too cool, we got the class to rock this school. Aw, yeah! We bad, we got the team, we can't be had. We're the best, so score them points, you win the game. We'll rock this joint. Go Taurus, go Taurus, go, go, go Taurus, go Taurus, go Taurus, go, go, go Taurus. Our game is fierce and we are hip, so get on back, you can't touch this. Our game is bad, we're without peer, so get that weakness out of here. Tried to steal our bit, but you look like shit. But we're the ones who are down with it.
Rose had to get a wake-up call, and I do appreciate the fact that they didn't win, even though they could have, because they had a great routine. But I do like the fact that they didn't win. Them getting second was also even more important, because it showed that, hey, we can actually do this on our own. We didn't need to do this with stolen routines. Like, yes, they lost, but they still got second with a routine that they did all by themselves that they just learned. Okay, so that was my ranking of all the Bring It On movies. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what other videos you would like to see. Thank you.